Is an all-inclusive worth in Kos, Greece? That's the one question you all want to know. But first, let's start by getting my nails done because, of course, if you go on holiday, you gotta have nice nails. At least in my world. Then I packed my bag, went to Milan, and then the day after, we were going to Kos. To be precise, the Mitsis Norida. When you're planning a vacation in the beautiful island of Kos, of course you might consider booking an all-inclusive package. But is it really worth the investment? Let's break down the pros and cons I found on this trip. I was very happy that I didn't have to think about the food. All drinks were inclusive as well as like alcoholic beverages, so yeah, that was pretty nice. Also, you could get coffee and tea at any time. They had special places where you could get like tea time or like crepe in the afternoon. And yeah, that was really nice. Then there is the potential cost saving. I think for a person like me, it's not so much a cost saving because I don't eat so much in one day, but I think somebody that does like to eat a lot could be potentially saving money there. But I just like to have the convenience of not having to think how much does this cost, how much does that cost, and stuff like this. Then of course you have a lot of amenities in the resort, so like all the swimming pools were inclusive. There was a beach that was really nice. There were the beds inclusive. Of course, certain sportive entertainment programs weren't inclusive, which I think is understandable. But for example, like that you couldn't go on the inflatable jumping ground, or how do you call it, that I was a bit disappointed. But nonetheless, I had a lot of fun at the beach. It was all very clean, and yeah, the food was very nice. You never had the feeling that you were in like a all-inclusive resort in terms of like we just had to make a lot of food for a lot of people, so it was all very always fresh and good quality food. So then there is the fact of being at the resort and not like being as around other people or the people who live on the island. I personally missed that a little bit, but we went to Cartagena 2 times and it was easy to reach with the bus. But someone might consider taking a day trip or two to see a bit more of the local stuff, because you are very like isolated and like in a bubble, let's call it. So of course, if you want to see a bit more the local cuisine and a bit more the culture, I have to say I studied a few words of Greek, but I never actually used any of it because everybody always greeted us or in English or in Italian. And that was kind of, I would have liked that, to see a bit more of this. All in all, I think it was a very convenient offer. We've got a lot for the price that we paid. I would do it again in a second. Let me know what you think. You prefer the resorts all inclusive or to go in some local tiny place? Definitely my next trip will be a bit more an authentic experience. See you next time!